I'm Governor Larry Hogan. Our state is taking unprecedented and aggressive actions in the fight to stop the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic here in Maryland. As you know, I recently issued a stay-at-home directive to ensure that no Marylander leaves his or her home unless it is for an essential job or for an essential purpose. I know how difficult this is on each and every one of you. There's a great deal of fear and anxiety, and the truth is that none of us really know how bad this is going to get or how long it's going to last. But I can promise you that there are a great many dedicated people doing tremendous things, working around the clock, and doing their very best to help keep Marylanders safe. In the days to come, we're going to need to depend on each other, to look out for one another, and to take care of each other, because we are all in this together, and we will get through this together.
This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, April 27th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. On Friday morning, we learned that the Greene Turtle in Annapolis, over there by the Annapolis Mall, will not be reopening after the all-clear is given by Governor Hogan after the COVID-19 pandemic. However, it is not a closure due to the coronavirus. This is a planned business move by the Titan Hospitality Group, which is owned by James King, who also owns the Blackwall Hitch in Alexandria here in Annapolis, Blackwall Barn and Lodge up in Gambrills, which is the former Kaufman's, and the Greene Turtle in Gambrills. Now, the Greene Turtle in Gambrills is going to continue to remain a Greene Turtle, but we understand that they are forging a new concept. They didn't waste any time. The signs have come down, and it looks like construction is going on inside. And I did see a tweet over the weekend saying that it was going to be a wine bar, but I'm a little bit doubtful on that one. Friday afternoon, Governor Hogan announced a three-step plan to reopen Maryland, and he did hint that it could get started as early May. Encouraging news. He did say that there were two key elements that he was looking at, is a reduction in hospitalizations as well as a reduction in ICU admissions. They both need to trend down or plateau significantly, and those will be coupled up with his four building blocks for reopening, which were expanded testing, increasing the hospital beds for a surge capacity, more personal protective equipment, as well as contact tracing, and he has made great steps on all four of those so far. He did say that at any point, if it seems to go the opposite direction, we should be prepared to take a step back and get a little bit more restrictive. Now, how this might look during stage one, which is a low-risk soft opening, and these would all gradually be phased in, but he would see some small businesses reopening with curbside pickup and drop-off being allowed for businesses. Medical and dental procedures on an outpatient basis could resume. That would be elective ones. Outdoor religious gatherings, recreational boating and fishing. I know several people had hoped that he would ease that up on Friday, but that doesn't look like that's happening. And local governments would be able to make the decision to reopen their parks and playgrounds and libraries. They also would allow a limited number of gym and outdoor fitness classes. Stage two, which he deemed a medium risk, might see raising the cap on the number of people allowed in social gatherings, more small businesses to open up with restrictions, and also allowing some non-essential workers who aren't able to telework to return to work. This stage would also allow restaurants and bars to reopen again with social distancing and other restrictions in place, modifying transit schedules to become a little bit more normal. Hospitals could start performing elective surgeries again on an outpatient basis, resuming indoor religious activities with limits in attendance, and reopening childcare centers. The third and final stage would be to allow larger events and social gatherings, fewer restrictions on hospitals and nursing homes, as well as others. Now, if you ask me, I'm thinking that we may not see any large-scale events the rest of this year. I just read this weekend where Disney is likely to remain closed until 2021. It looks like we do have a tough road ahead of us, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There may be a light at the end of the tunnel for the Department of Labor and their program called Beacon, unappropriately enough, but I think that light might be a train. I don't know. They launched this Beacon program on Friday morning for everybody that was a gig worker, self-employed, 1099 employee, independent contractor, and the site promptly crashed. It took them most of the morning to get it back up. They did process a significant number of applications, but it also went down again on Sunday at about noon and was restored much slower than it should have been around 7 p.m. This is really unfortunate because in Maryland, we do have so many small businesses with sole proprietors, independent contractors, gig workers that need the assistance. Hopefully, those problems are now behind us. And anybody that has been here in Annapolis on May Day, that's May 1st, knows it is one of the most beautiful days of the year in the town. You walk around, you see all the businesses and homes with beautiful baskets out on their stoops, on their doors, in their windows, and it's put on by the Garden Club of Old Annapolis Town. Sponsored, I don't know how many years, but it's been years and years and years. And obviously it is not going to be happening again this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but they are encouraging people to still participate. They won't be able to judge them, but they're asking residents and children to put out May Day baskets in front of their homes or businesses by 10 a.m. on Friday as a salute to the healthcare and frontline workers and as a source of beauty and joy for the community. Now, Visit Annapolis and Anne Arundel County has joined in on this, and they say that they want to make Annapolis May Day something worldwide. They're encouraging people all over to join Annapolis in spirit with a May Day salute of their own. So you don't need to be in Annapolis, just be anywhere that you can hear this. Put some flowers on your steps, put some flowers in your window, take a picture of them and send them on social media and hashtag it Annapolis May Day at Home. And Visit Annapolis is going to combine all the pictures eventually and make a great collage and host it on the front page of their website a little bit later. Gary Jobson, who's the chairman of Visit Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, said May Day flowers hold the promise of spring, of new life. They'll go a long way toward brightening the day of a homebound friend and lifting the spirits of neighbors who stroll through the community. Could not agree anymore, Gary. Hey, and don't forget that the Annapolis Town Center virtual concerts, Tunes from the Town, is still going on. It goes on through Saturday of this week, and up this week we've got some really good ones. Tonight we've got Ray Weaver all the way from Denmark, and we might be joined by his daughter Savannah, which would be a really great duo concert there. But that gets underway at 8 o'clock. All of them get underway at 8 o'clock. You can catch them at the Visit Annapolis Facebook page or Symmetry Facebook page or the Annapolis Town Center Facebook page. But again, tonight, Ray Weaver and possibly his daughter Savannah. Tomorrow night is Noel and Jeff. Wednesday is Todd Kreisberg. Thursday is Jordan Sokol from Pressing Strings. Friday is Pete Best. And Saturday is the Befuddlers. And this is a fundraiser for AMFM, which does help these musicians that are out of work and not playing. So you want to make sure that you, A, tip the musicians as they're playing, and B, make a donation to AMFM. And that donation will be matched up to $5,000 by the Annapolis Town Center as well as Symmetry. A way to do good, a way to be entertained while you are homebound. That does wrap it up for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update these stories and more as they come in. If you are someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that. And make sure your friends and family and colleagues all know how to get podcasts and tell them to subscribe to us. It is Monday, so of course we have Ann Alsina with your Money Monday report, and she's always a good one to talk me down from a ledge with these volatile markets. So I'm very interested to hear what she has to say this week. Of course, we have George Young with your local DMV weather. He's coming up in just 1 minute, but first, this message from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, Marylanders. This is Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services in Millersville, Maryland, wishing you good health and a rapid return to prosperity. Uncertainty is one of the hardest parts of our current situation. As we move towards our new normal, you may want to consider adding more certainty to your financial future by locking in the low cost of clean solar energy. The economics of solar are tremendous, and there's no better source than the trusted team at Solar Energy Services. Residential solar projects typically earn the homeowner 8 to 12% annually over the life of the system, with even better returns for commercial systems. If you have some downtime now, take advantage of our powerful remote design capabilities, allowing one of our experienced solar designers to provide a presentation, followed by a detailed, accurate proposal, all from a safe distance. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. Sunshines are wasted, but together we'll get through this.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, April 27th. Saturday was a nice day to get out and about before yesterday's chilly, rainy day across the Annapolis region, adding to a wet second half of April, which will almost definitely end up a below-average month temperature-wise as well, not only at BWI Airport, but also at Reagan National and Dulles airports across the region, and any month below average at this point is a rarity. As for this week ahead, some lingering showers are possible this morning. Otherwise, some sun should return to the skies above Anne Arundel County, with temps in the 60s, followed by more sunshine and 60s Tuesday, before rain returns Wednesday and Thursday, possibly stretching even into Friday morning. before the big silver lining that we've all been waiting for, which is the likelihood of 70s and sunshine for the week ahead as we get into the month of May. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
This is Brian Griffiths, the founder of Maryland Podcast Month. Maryland Podcast Month was founded in 2018 to draw attention to all of the great podcasts and podcasters here in Maryland. And during this time of social distancing, there is no better time to start learning more about locally produced podcasts. Shows like my podcast, Red Maryland Radio, Eye on Annapolis, the Conduit Street Podcast, JB's Drive-In Podcast, the Maryland Crabs, Quality Time, the Society Fringe Players, and more are still putting out fresh content. Visit MarylandPodcastMonth.com to learn more about these great Maryland podcasts. That's MarylandPodcastMonth.com. And we thank you for your support of local content.
Your money, managing and investing it can be confusing and sometimes scary. Here to help you put your financial picture into focus is Ann Alsina from CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Last week, the market was slightly down overall, but with continued volatility, or swings, throughout the week. There was good news in the form of passage of another round of stimulus, and oil prices rose again after oil futures dipped into negative territory. On the downside, unemployment claims have topped 26 million over the last 5 weeks. I'm sure everyone is as tired as I am about the overused phrase in these uncertain times. That phrase sums things up, though. Our governments, local, state, and federal, are facing a no-win situation. The sooner we reopen, the greater the health risk. The longer we remain closed, the more small businesses suffer or fail outright. And the majority of Americans are employed by small businesses. We still believe that if we are able to reopen for business within the next 6 to 8 weeks, we will have a V-shaped, sharp recovery. On the personal finance side of things, if you are out of work and struggling, here's your action plan. File for unemployment if you haven't already. Remember that unemployment benefits are taxable. If you have lost your health insurance, look for coverage on the Maryland Health Exchange. Burn through your emergency savings if you haven't already. Stop paying on your mortgage or rent, car payment, credit cards, student loans, utilities. It is important, though, that you reach out to each company and communicate. Make sure you document who you've spoken to and what the outcome of each call is. Try to get changes and confirmations in writing if possible. Do not stop paying for home and auto or health insurance unless your carrier agrees. Consider stop paying on your permanent life insurance if you have a universal life policy of some sort. Again, call your insurance carrier and document the conversation. Borrow from your 401k or other employer-sponsored retirement plan. You can borrow the lesser of 100% of the account value or $100,000 with a 5-year payback. Under the CARES Act, you can also borrow from your IRA. You can take the full account value with no 10% early withdrawal penalty and pay it back over 3 years. There are lots of rules and restrictions that come along with touching your retirement accounts. We strongly encourage you to work with your tax and financial professionals on this. We continue to provide new updates online, so visit us at CovingtonAlsina.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/CovingtonAlsina. We're sending out emails with research and investment commentary, and you can sign up on our Facebook page for those as well. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. CovingtonAlsina and Great Valley Advisor Group are separate entities from LPL Financial. All performance reference is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All entities are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. This information is not intended to be a substitute for specific individualized tax advice. The opinions voiced in the show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial advisor, or tax advisor prior to investing. And if you don't have a financial advisor, or you haven't heard from yours, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Whether it's a fire, a hurricane, or a virus, Annapolis comes together. We've done it time and time again because this is a town that gets it, a town that knows how to lift each other up when the world falls down. As we face this new challenge, I encourage our community to come together as we've always done. I'm Steve Samaras from Zachary's Jewelers. I pledge to lend a hand to support my family, my team, my neighbors, and the small businesses in our town. Together, let's do what we've always done.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.